Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the library. I know things are a little bit different, and some of you are at home still. And I want you to know, first of all, I miss seeing you here. I miss your smiling faces and watching you get excited about books that you find that you like. But I wanted to include you in what we're doing here at school. So the first thing before I start reading a book to you is I want to show you something that I'm showing to my students that are here in class. This is my imagination hat. When students come into the library this week, I'm having them sit on the floor and pretend that there's a hat in front of them. And we're calling our hats our imagination hats. Where does your imagination come from? Yeah, inside your head, in your brain. And when you read a book, you need to use your imagination to picture the story in your brain and get into what the story is saying and telling you about. So you've got a picture in there. Even though you're just seeing words in the book, you can picture it in your brain. So I asked them to sit and pick up their imagination hats and put it on their heads before I start to read to them. Well, I'm going to pick up my imagination hat and put it on and let you see me with my hat on as I read this story to you. Now, this story that I'm reading today isn't actually a fictional story. It's a story about me. I wanted to read it to you so you could get to know me a little bit better as we go through the year. So the book is called Who's Behind the Hat? And it's by Miss Victoria Janella. She was a student here at school, but she's graduated now. And she wanted to write this book about me, so I'm going to share it with you today. Today in the library, I saw a lady wearing a pink hat. What would make her want to do that? I wonder if she knows cat in the hat. I wonder if she reads books like that. Rather than wonder and sit and ponder, I thought I would ask her, why do you wear a hat like that? This imagination hat, she said, is a prop, you see. It helps the children to listen to me. Reading and books are special. You're welcome to sit and stay for a while. I'm a librarian with my own story to tell. With a tremor in her voice, she began to share. My Grandpa Nelson was a gun-slinging cowboy. One night he rode into a town with Buffalo Pete and gave his heart to the one who is king. With Grandma Nelson at his side, they made a great team. Serving the Lord was their dream. My grandma loved to paint and read. These were gifts that would be passed through our family tree. My mom was raised as a farm girl. She too loved to paint and read. She was a librarian until 2003. She served in our church library for 35 years. My mom used a prop that was very special to her and me. It was a puppet monkey named Pogo. They made a great team. My dad played the organ ever since he was young. He was the church organist when he met my mom. Dad became a doctor and helped bring good health to so many people. Now I have a husband and children of my own. My husband Joel likes to do woodworking and has filled our home with his works of love. Melissa, our oldest daughter, is married to Eric, who is a surgeon, and they were missionaries in Togo, Africa. They have two children that are very important to me, Samuel and Elizabeth. Amy, our youngest daughter, is a surviving twin. Her sister Jennifer only lived for 3 days. She now lives in Michigan, and I must say, She has a husband. She's been married for several years now. They love the fall colors and the cold winter snow. But both my girls also love to paint and read. 3 John 1:4 says, I have no greater joy than to hear my children walk with the Lord in truth. And I can say that of my girls and their husbands, and it's a blessing to me. Here are some of our family photos. As she showed me her family photos, I noticed a shake in her hand. I asked, are you okay? Your voice has a tremor and there's a shake in your hand. Oh my, she said. It's nothing to worry about. It's been passed down to me. Passed down, I asked. What do you mean? My grandpa Nelson had a shake in his hand. He passed it down to my father, and my dad passed it down to me. My mom had a tremor in a voice, and I have it now too. Genetics, you see, has passed it down through our family tree. The correct name for what you hear and see is a familial tremor. What is genetics? She heard me say. It's the color of your eyes, or the kind of hair you have, or the freckles on your face. It's all related to your mom and dad. How interesting, I thought. Do I have traits passed down like that? The freckles on my nose and even my toes? They say my mom and I looked very close. She went on to say that it does not hurt. It can be bothersome, and some days can be worse than others. Then she quoted her family verse from the Bible that says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thine ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And that was our family verse as I was growing up. I could hear in her voice that she loves the Lord. She knew God made her perfect, and she trusted his plan. The kind lady wearing the hat made me think, do I trust the Lord? Do I love him like that? By now, I was curious, and I wanted to know, who is this kind lady wearing the hat? She must have read my mind as she started to introduce herself. I am Mrs. Pike, and I love to read. Welcome to the library. Here at SFCA, we love the Lord, and I hope you do too. I hope you will also visit often and seek God's Word in things that you read and learn. We have lots of books, old and new, movies, magazines, and tapes too. You can visit me during school, and your parents are welcome to come in after school with you. Please come back and stay for a while. Now you know me, and I look forward to getting to know you. And here's just some more pictures here in the library. And some of the paintings that you see sitting around the library are ones that my daughters or my mother have painted. This is my grandma and grandpa Nelson. This is my mom and dad. And this is my husband and I. Like I said, my dad was a doctor, and my mom started our church library up in Michigan. She started their library with only 36 books. In our library here, we have over 22,000 books for you to see and read. These are my grandchildren, Sam and Elizabeth, but they're quite a bit older than this now because this book was written many years ago. These are my brothers, Gary and Craig. Gary has a tremor in his voice and his hands. Craig only has a tremor in his hands, and that's me. And this is our family again many, many years ago, because that's my oldest daughter, Melissa, who's now married with Sam and Elizabeth as her children. And this is my youngest daughter, Amy, who is in Michigan and now married. So that's the book that I wanted to read to you today, just like I'm reading to the boys and girls here at school. This book, you can look at it and see it when you're in the library next time too. So remember, Tuesday mornings from 8:30 to 10:30, you are very welcome to come in with your mom or your dad or your grandma. Whoever might bring you here, and they can come in too on Tuesdays. And you can sit and take books out, look at them, read them, take them home, and they can check out books too. I would love to see you again. I miss having you here in the library, but I'm glad I can be reading books to you. So check out the new library site under the school's website and see all the fun books that are there for you to listen to as they are being read by me and a whole lot of other people too. Bye-bye for now.